Hey guys, today we're looking at Mario Kart 64. This is definitely one of the classic Mario titles, and definitely one of the most classic Mario Karts. I mean, my favorite is probably Double Dash, but I do have a soft spot for this one as well. I don't know why though. It's there's just something about that is kind of iconic. This was, I think, technically not the first Mario Kart, obviously, but it was the most iconic one. And I think what really makes it so iconic are the sound effects, being introduced to things like, fake cubes, banana peels. This transition to 3D was really, really interesting. And I just remember playing a lot of this back in the day. It was just something that people did. It was the go-to game, essentially, for the Nintendo 64 at the time. And so I guess if you're not familiar with the whole concept of, Mario Kart, essentially you have your kart. There are different cups and tournaments, and the difficulty is measured by the CC units from like 50 to 150 and 200, I believe. I think what makes this game very iconic is honestly the sound effects. Like, I can hear the sound when I see Mario hit like those little square things, the item cubes rather. The sound when you win the race. I love the fact that it always makes the tempo of the song pitch up, or not pitch up, but increase the tempo rather on the final lap. There's a certain strategy also starting early so that you get a boost at the beginning. All the levels are made very kind of concisely and not very long at all. It does have a drifting mechanic that I did not understand as a kid. It is very much better understood in Mario Kart Wii, where they explain, as you hold R and drift, along, you can basically build up a bunch of, nitros and get like a mini boost kind of thing. And again, the music in this game and the sound effects are really like the main thing about it. And I'm sure everyone recognizes the Rainbow Road theme probably from this game is probably the most iconic theme, maybe in the Mario franchise, frankly. And yeah, this is just the iconic kart racing game. This is the original, the OG. They did have other things like, there were certain heavy kind of, riders essentially, like Bowser and DK, who would have more force when they'd hit you, but who you choose was pretty arbitrary. Everyone got a kart, pretty much the same kind of setup. And it was just about, having fun, racing around the track, just enjoying yourself, really. It wasn't really focused on a challenge so much, except for like the final cups. And Rainbow Road on the final, on the final lap, on the final challenge, is definitely very difficult and very different from the rest of the game. Some of my favorite maps, I guess, are, the ice level one, the castle, DK's jungle was definitely a fond one because I remember always going over that ferry, over the ramp. And again, this is a very fast game, kind of a pick up and play game, and then you kind of, put it down and go on to something else. I really just love how it feels, what the vibe is, and for me, this is like the iconic Mario Kart game, even though you could argue the other ones are more fun. But yeah, and I love the little ceremony they have at the end. It's very cool, very heartwarming. And yeah, you basically do what I really like is they use the same castle from Super Mario 64, so it feels like connected to that universe as well, and it's a nice little thing that they have. And I just remember the animations, the styles from this game. It's just iconic. This is the Mario Kart game. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else to say about it. Oh, I think the one cool thing is that apparently this is how the origin of speedrunning came about, because you have those like 0.5 or like 0.2 instances where it's recording your time down to the millisecond, and that's really cool how it's so accurate with your time in this game. And it took me a long difficulty curve as a kid to kind of figure out all the strategies and how you have to hop and drift, and it's not just about going fast, using as many items as possible. And of course, I'm not sure if I have to mention it, but of course the whole unfair mechanics definitely exist in this game, where if you were super behind and you had something akin to like a blue shell or like a lightning rod, you were able to completely take out all the competition, and that still is true even to today, essentially, or in the latest Mario Kart games. They still have that total handicap where you could be in the lead, you could be winning, and then your 6-year-old like cousin completely destroys everything you've worked so hard for. because they just got a really good item and they just completely blow you out of the park immediately. But yeah, besides that, that is pretty much Mario Kart and the official Mario Kart experience. Frustrating and extremely painful, especially with multiplayer. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.